So today's session, I thought of having a practical session today, but I do know that Prithvi is running some laptop issues, and similarly, there might be some network issues with Kishore, and possibly Prashant is the one guy who I can able to run the practical session with. But we'll see how to do that. In might be in the later sessions. Okay. And now what we are going to do is today we are going to see on two things. One thing is AMP optimization, so that comes in SEO part. So how to make a specific website specifically for the mobile browsing. So it's not a responsive website. I'm not talking about the responsive thing, how the pages will be compressed itself for the mobile view. Right now I'm speaking about something like it's called uh, a page which has been specifically created for the mobile applications, okay, for the mobile platform. So that is what we call it as AMP. So AMP is usually benefited for the fast loading. Okay, so we'll be seeing that AMP part, and then the next is we are going to see how to create a website using a WordPress online WordPress document. Okay, all right, so these are the two things that we are going to see for today. And to begin with, and let us have a recall on what are the things that we had learned about the SEO chapters, the all days. So what are the things that we had seen in the last classes? So one is we had seen about what is the basics of SEO and why the SEO is essential for all the website. And the second thing is what are the factors that will be involved in the SEO to make a ranking for a particular website. So one is on-page optimization, and the second one is off-page optimization. And we had learned about how to do an on-page optimization. And I think we require a session specifically on on-page optimization. I believe as per Prithvi had we had spoken. So let us have a on-page optimization today as well, and in a bit of detailed manner, so that wherever that we had slipped, or wherever the classes that we have missed, those classes let us continue for today. Okay, I'm going to start giving you some details on the on-page optimization first. Then I'll be jumping into the AMP. Then we are going to see the website development using the WordPress document. Okay, all right. Okay, all are here. Okay, so done now. So to begin with, I'm going to step into the on-page optimization. Okay, so what is mean by on-page optimization, and what are the things that we have to do to make a website optimized for a keyword? So these are the two questions. So on-page optimization in the sense by changing the content in the web page. Okay, web page I'm saying, not the website. A particular web page which we had planned to show for a particular keyword. Uh, if we want to show the Google that this particular page is highly relevant for the keyword, what are the elements that we have to change in the web page, so that it can able to communicate to Google in a way that this web page has been highly narrow targeted to the particular keyword. Okay, all right. So now, so what are the things that we are going to change in the web page? Saying it from the basic point of view, we will be changing the text, we will be changing the image tags, and we'll be changing something around something like heading tags, and we'll be changing the title tags, meta description, and etc. So mostly the some of the content which users use from the users point of view, which are all the important factors, not the design. So design will not come in any picture in the SEO part. So only the content, the data. Okay, so that is what we are going to make changes, and that's how we're going to communicate to Google that this particular page has been built specifically for the keyword, or something like this particular page is highly relevant for the keyword that people are searching for. Okay, to begin with, I'm going to give you the details, what are all the things that are important for a on-page optimization. So the first important thing is title. Okay, the title tag of the header file. Okay, and after the title, the second important factor is URL. I can say URL, otherwise I can say URL slug, in whichever the way. Ultimately, it's URL. Since we can't able to change the primary URL, we can change the slug of the particular URL. Slug in the sense, suppose if we have a primary URL known as gogo.com. So primary URL, we can't able to create multiple versions. So what we can able to do is, after the primary website, so we can able to change any content and any number of pages or any number of slug that we can add, or we can able to customize, for a website, so that we will be making some changes, like gogo.com slash, and then what we are going to do is, here the keyword hyphen mi, for an example. Okay. So we will be giving the highest importance for the URL slug. Okay. All right. So this is the second important thing. And let me to delete this part. Third important thing is meta description. Okay. So the meta description is a tag which is available in the header file. I mean the header section of the file. So in this header section, we will be having a tag called meta description. So in this meta description, it is a kind of a paragraph which we can able to write inside this code, and that will not be shown anywhere in the website, anywhere in the web page. But this has been used by Google search engine and any search engine to understand, where this particular website is heading towards, and where this particular website is belongs to. So something like meta description is the thing which will be considered as the exact or direct definition for the keyword that the people are targeting for. Okay, all right. Then, so what else do we have? So these are the three primary on-page optimizations that we have to consider. After this, the next comes the H1 tag. So this H1 tag will be visible. I mean, whatever the data that we are going to provide inside this H1 tag will be visible for the end customer. Okay, for the end user. Okay, so what we will be feeding inside this H1 tag? So in this H1 tag, we will be entering the something like the primary heading of the particular web page. So that is the purpose of H1 tag. So among there are a lot of tags which we can use it for the text version. So one of the important thing is H1 tag. Then we can use H2 tag. Then we can use H3 tags. Okay, these tags are used for representing the heading of the particular website. So we have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Okay, and after this heading tags, we have the other tag, what we call the paragraph tag. Okay, so these are the two tags which we can able to use to enter the text version of a particular web page when it comes to HTML point of view. Okay, so this H1 tag is used for the headings, and the paragraph tag is used for the the complete data which are related to the heading tag that we will be feeding in the paragraph. Okay, the complete paragraph definition and etc will be coming in the paragraph tag. Okay, so this is how we use it in the HTML format, and that is why when it comes to SEO, H1 tag is highly important. Even though in HTML version we can able to create multiple H1 tags, multiple H2 tags, and up to H6 tags we can able to create for a single web page. But for the SEO point of view, it will be considering only the one H1 tag, and that is the first H1 tag. Okay, so it is advised it is advised from a SEO perspective that let us have only one H1 tag for a single page, not more than that. Okay, so that we don't require to diversify the keyword gap or diversify the the importance between multiple H1 tags. If we have only one H1 tag, the importance will be completely provided to that one particular H1 tag. Okay, so we shall have a one H1 tag for a page, or and then we can have two H2 tags for the page. Okay, then we can have the paragraph tag. Okay, so when it comes to SEO perspective, so the title, URL, meta description are the highly important factors. Among these three, title is the highest, second URL, meta description third. Then when it comes to on page, I mean inside the customer end page, so H1 tag is the highest important. Then comes the H2 tag. H2 tag we can have two. H1 tag we can have one. After this, the the next important element for the SEO is image file name. Suppose if we have an image, so that image will be hosted in the same website, okay, but it will be having a URL. It will be having a image URL, okay. So this URL we can't able to make changes in the other part, but we can able to make changes in the file name. So while we are uploading this file, we can change the file name in such a way that we target the we narrow down the target to the keyword, and by that way we will be having the option for editing. We will be having the option for showing the importance through the image file name. Okay, I'll be showing you the example for this as well. And image file name is the next important factor for SEO chapter. Then comes the image alt tag. Okay, so this image alt tag will be added along with the image the coding which represents the image. So this alt tag is useful. Suppose in case the image is not loaded, this alt tag will be loaded. Okay, primarily there is a importance of alt tag, but for SEO this alt tag is the one thing which is going to communicate to the search engine that this particular image is related to this keyword or this chapter, this title, something like that. Okay, so the image alt tag is the next important thing. Then comes the image title tag. Okay, so the image title tag will be shown along with the image, and this has been used for showing the importance to the search engine. So now after this, what we have is the paragraph tag. Okay, after the title tag, image tags, we have the importance for the paragraph tag. The reason is because paragraph tag usually will not be entered very short. Paragraph tag usually it will have a lot of words in it. Okay, and finding the narrow towards the paragraph, finding the exact keyword or finding the exact the target or the page relevancy for the from the paragraph tag, it's much difficult. So that's why, as the search engine uses the other parameters from where it can able to get the exact relevancy. Okay, but still paragraph tag is an important tag. Okay, that is where the opportunity that we can use it to make a high score. Something like we had scored 80, now it is the time to score from 80 to 95. So that can be done with the help of paragraph tag. Okay, so we should not miss this paragraph tag. So the paragraph tag inside is all about the text, whatever the text, the lot of text whichever available in the website will be available in the paragraph tag only. So only thing is, what we have to do is we have to ensure that these paragraph words, the paragraphs inside the paragraph tag, what are all the paragraphs we have, it should have the relevant keywords, not the exact keyword, relevant keyword, something like synonyms, and something like similar words, and something like what to say, something like the definitions. So those kind of words we can able to use it inside the paragraph tag. Okay, so that is how we can able to communicate this to the search engines that this page is highly relevant for the keyword. Okay, all right, now let me to show you all those tags inside a web page. Right now I'm going for a web page. Okay, so what is a web page that I can able to go? So let me to say as an example, let me to go for how to write a letter. Okay, so this is the keyword that I had entered in the Google search, how to write a letter. Okay, so this is the query that I had raised. So once I had raised this query, I have a lot of results. The primary is the YouTube option, and the second one is I have the first website which has been available from grammar.yourdictionary.com. So the website name is yourdictionary.com, and grammar is the subdomain, and these are the slugs. Writing, how to write a website, how to write a letter are the slugs. Okay. So this particular website, I believe it has been optimized to the greater level of SEO, and that is why it has been shown at the top first result. And as well as from the details whatever that they had given, I can able to understand that this has been highly optimized for the specific keyword how to write a letter, and only for the keyword how to write a letter, not for anything else. Okay, so let us see what it has. So this website, I'm going to show you all the tags whatever that we have noticed here. So what are the tags that we have learned based on the importance we are going to explore in this website, in this web page. So I'm going for the coding section. After moving on to the coding section, so hope you might be already knowing it. This is the title tag. Okay, and then what we have, this is the URL. Okay, and then the next thing is meta description. Meta description, meta name, description. Okay, so this is the word something like, the content is wondering how to write a letter, follow our tips on, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so this is what the content it has inside the meta description. Then, so what is this, how to write a letter? So this should be, this must be inside the h1 tag. Okay, so now here we can able to notice this is the h1 tag. So in this h1 tag, what we have is the how to write a letter. Okay, now let us see the next heading. Writing a letter is the next heading. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to check it out here. So writing a letter has been implemented in the h2 tag. Okay, the second important tag, which is h2 tag, has been used for writing a letter. And now let us go for the next title, sample letter. Okay, so now in this sample letter, they had used the h2 tag. Okay, so two h2 tags and one h1 tag. That's what they had used. And probably they might use some more some more heading tags as well. But from my side, h1 and h2 tags are more than enough, and if it is required, they can go for h3 tags and h4 tags. Wherever it is required, they can go for it. So right now what I'm going to do is, so these are titles as well. Probably these titles, these h1 tags, they might use the h2. I mean, these titles, they might use a h2 tag. Okay, so it has been mentioned in the h2 tag. Okay, so this has been mentioned in the h2 tag, and this one also mentioned in the h2 tag, and this has been mentioned in the h3 tag. Okay, so this has been used in the h3 tag, informal or personal letters. Okay, from this you can understand the titles of the page has been used by the h1, h2 and h3 tags in a html version. Okay, and apart from this title, what are all the paragraphs that we have, what are all the text that we have, all the text will be coming in the paragraph tag. Okay, to understand much more clearly, let us inspect what is there in this paragraph. So this particular paragraph has been included with the paragraph tag. Okay, so if we explore what is the data inside this paragraph tag, we can able to see the exact thing, whatever that we are, whatever that we had seen in the from the customer's point of view. Okay, so all the text which comes, in the large amount of text whichever that comes in the web page will be considered to be, or will be available inside the paragraph tag. Okay, so these are list, so that these text will be available inside the list, but still even inside the list it will be mentioned inside the using the paragraph tag. Okay, even inside the list it will be mentioned in the paragraph tag. So that means list is just points which are helpful to give mention the number of lists, like this starts from 1 2 3 4 5 6 and numbering, and this paragraph tag is used to mention this is the paragraph which has been available inside the list. Okay, so we don't require to go inside and detail, and what I'm trying to say is, paragraph tag is used for the higher amount of words. Okay, all right, did we missed anything? Of course, I think we missed the image alt tag. So here we have an image. Okay, so this image we are going to explore. So when we inspect this particular image, so what are the data that we have? First thing is image source. So this is a source, through which the image has been loaded into the page, and they had used something like https dot something like storage and letter dot base and some value. Okay, so this is what they had used to get the image. So dot webp, so that is what we call it as webp So this is a recent format used by web pages to display the images. Okay, and that is what the format that they had used, but ultimately saying they had used a URL for the image loading. Okay, so we have the options like something like 356 point sample hyphen letter dot base dot w ebp. Okay, so this is the word that we have. So this particular word is a customizable word, and we should be using the words in such a way that it reflects the primary keyword. Okay, we will see those things. And then after the image source, what we have is the alt tag. So alt tag, as I had already told you, by default it will not be shown, but if this image has not been loaded, then this alt tag will be shown. Like example of how to write a letter will be shown if this image has not been loaded. Okay, and then what we have is the title. So the title tag is used for, let me check whether the title tag has been used or not. Title with link is equal to, okay, so the title is one tag. When we scroll above the image, we can able to see the definition of this particular image. Okay, and right now I believe this title equal to is not there, so I can't able to ensure whether they had used a title tag or not. But we can able to add a title tag along with the image. Okay, so image part consists of source file name opportunity and alt opportunity and title opportunity. Okay, so these are the three things where we can able to make changes, and we can show that this page is relevant to the what is the primary keyword that we are targeting. Okay, all right. Now, so hope I had given you all the definitions and examples of what are the tags that are available inside a web page. Okay, and now let us see how to optimize for a keyword. So right now the keyword is how to write a letter. So what should we do? So how to write a letter should be the exact URL slug whatever the page that we are having. So here they had used writing, and then they had used how to write a letter. But practically, from my suggestion, it is not required. We have to go for grammar.yourdictionary.com slash how to write a letter. That's all. Okay, that's all. When the URL should be there, it should not have anything else. And then the title, what I mean, the meta title, whatever that they had given, it's exactly clear, and this is how we have to do. We have to provide the exact keyword in the title. Okay, so title has the exact keyword, so that's what we have to do. Okay, so after, so what I'm trying to say is the title, exact keyword, URL. After the primary URL, the slug should be exact keyword, and the meta description should be something like definition, or saying in the same words, it's description, which is something conveys exactly about the keyword and should have the keyword and should have the similar keywords. Should have the similar keywords. So for an example, let us take how to write a letter page, and this page, let us go for the description part. I think there is some spell error that I'm making. Okay, anyway, so this is what it is called, description. Okay, so here we can able to see the content. Wondering how to write a letter, so the primary keyword is there. Then following our tips on formatting to style and use a printable sample letter. So sample letter is a relevant keyword to compose your own correspondence. Okay, so that's how they had written primary keyword, and then what they have is the relevant keyword. Okay, that these things like follow our tips on formatting to style, these are not exactly relevant to how to write a letter. These are just words. Okay, but when it comes to sample letter, this is something which belongs to the same category, like how to write a letter. It says about the sample letter and letter something, a kind of which is relevant to the word that we are having. Okay, all right. This wondering and all those things are general keywords which we might not able to say this word is relevant to how to write a letter, but follow we can't able to say it is relevant to the how to write a letter. But sample letter we can say it is something about it is something related to the relevant to the how to write a letter. Okay, so it is something like they take the odd one out, so we have to consider the which one is similar, we have to include in the description. Okay, done. So now for the h1 tag, so what shall we do with the h1 tag? Exact keyword. Okay, h2 tag similar, I can't say similar keyword, keywords in different format. Okay, so to give you an idea, so this is the h2 tag, right? So h2 tag has something like writing a letter. Okay, so this is saying about writing a letter, how to write a letter. So among this how to write a letter, write and letter are the words which are primary. Okay, and this write a letter has been used in a different format, writing a letter. Okay, so the write has been changed to another format and the letter has been used, and such that it says the same keywords in a different format. Okay, so that is how we should have while we are going to create a h2 tag. Okay, and as I had already told you, then the second h2 tag can be something like a relevant keyword. Okay, relevant keyword, any relevant keywords, like it's how to write a letter. So in that case we can able to say something like letter writing, that can be next h2 tag. Okay, all right. Now, so the next thing is image file name. So what should be the image file name? So image file name should be the relevant keyword. Okay, how to write a letter. So what we can able to write, for an example, sample letter is a relevant keyword, and other things what we can able to say something like letter writing, and something like official letter, something like uh, you know uh, leave letter. So these are the relevant keywords, those things should be there in the file name. Similarly, the alt tag should have similar relevant keywords. Okay, then image title tag, relevant keyword, that's all. Okay, there is no much of compulsory that it has to have something, etc. So the paragraphs, what should this paragraph should have? Similar and relevant keywords. That means it does not mean that all the complete words should be relevant and similar. Similar and relevant keywords should be there identified inside this paragraph tag. Okay, all right. That's all. What are the things that you have to consider for creating for making a on-page optimization for a web page? Okay, and now let me to export this board and share it with you. Okay, now I'm going to share you this link. So whoever wants this PDF, they can able to download it from this link. Okay, done. So now the on-page optimization chapter has been completed. Okay, and now let us go for the next one. So what is this AMP optimization? So AMP is used specifically for the mobile version. So this how AMP works or something like Yes, I think this can be better and helpful. Okay, so let me to have a quick understanding and give you some of the details. So let me to read out the words. The following optimizations combined are the reason AMP pages are so fast they appear to load instantly. There are 7 reasons in total, but if that's still too much to read, simply watch the explainer video. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, AMP is specifically used for a fast page loading. Okay, when an AMP page has been loaded, it will be loaded much faster, whether it might be from the system or whether it might be from the mobile. So when a AMP page has been used, so that will increase the ranking when people are searching from mobile for a keyword. Okay, so that is why it is advised that to create a page in the AMP version while we are going to create a page specifically for the mobile audience. Okay, so that can improve our scores above than the other players. Okay, so what are the benefits of having an AMP page? Okay, and how, for what reasons the AMP pages probably can able to score high? The reasons are: execute all AMP JavaScript asynchronously. Okay, so that means JavaScripts, they do not require to synchronize. They can able to individually act and they can be loaded. Okay, so we don't require to see in so much of detail. If you require, you can have a learn on these particular chapters, but right now I'm going to read out only the titles for you to understand much easily and quickly. Size all resources statistically, I mean statically. So that means we don't there is no dynamic section, so all the resources will be available in the static versions, so that can help to load much faster. Don't let extension mechanisms block rendering. So something like don't let extension mechanisms block rendering. So AMP doesn't let extensions mechanism. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is the extensions which we usually use for the website will not be loaded separately, so that this AMP versions can be loaded much faster, and it will not be blocked at the while the page is to be loaded. And keep all third-party JavaScript out of the critical path. So that means all the unnecessary JavaScripts will not be loaded in the AMP, so that it will not be loaded to the front end page as well. So all CSS must be inline and size bounded. That means there is no external separate CSS. Everything will be all the CSS will be available inside the same page itself and inside the HTML code itself, so that there is not two pages which will be loaded, only one page, and that's the HTML page. Okay. Then font triggering must be efficient, minimize size recalculations, only run GPU accelerator animation, and prioritize resource loading and load pages in an instant. Okay, that's all. So I had read all the titles for you, and this is good enough information for all of us when it comes to the AMP for the understanding purpose. Okay, all right. So now let us see a sample AMP version. Okay, so it is not the exact thing that I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a quickly loading page. And the definition for AMP pages is accelerated mobile pages. So here we have one website which has been created using the AMP. Okay, so this is one web page which has been created using AMP. So that's what they say, but it looks like a complete website. Snapdeal. Okay, so we have some of the AMP version demos which are available for creating a website. So this is something like a page which has been created in the AMP version. So there are no much of menus, and we have menu which will be available once something clicked here, and it's primarily made for the web page. I'm sorry, mobile version. That's why the font are bigger in size, and this page has been following the AMP version guidelines so that it'll be loaded much faster. Okay, all right, done. Okay, hopefully that would be good enough for us to see the AMP version websites. Okay, all right. So we had seen about the what is AMP, accelerated mobile pages, and we had seen, what are the things that what is the importance of AMP. It will be loading much faster, and specifically created for the mobile application. And if a website has been created in AMP, and the AMP pages will be given a better ranking, a 1 point score will be provided. Okay, all right. And then we had seen about the examples of AMP version websites, so that those websites will be specifically made for the website. I'm sorry, specifically made for the mobile devices. Okay, all right. So then now what we are going to see is website development using WordPress. Practically, I think we are running short of time. We might not be able to cover the complete part of the website development through the WordPress. But still, let us explore some of the details about the WordPress, website creations and how to create it. And maybe the later session, if it is time is possible, we shall explore something more. Okay, so since I already had registered with WordPress.com, and WordPress websites can be created in two tabs. One is WordPress is an open source software. We have to download this software code, and we have to install it in our server hosting. Once it is installed, then we can able to create a website about this particular open source software. And the other version is the WordPress.com website. Once we visit this WordPress.com website, we can able to create a our own website using the WordPress, okay, at free of cost. Okay, so we are going to see how to create it. Okay, so I had logged in it, and once I had logged in, I'll be having all these options like followed sites, conversions, conversations, and search, my likes, and etc. And my sites will also be my sites option will also be there. So here I had already created a site, and this site has some pages, and pages has this some of the pages has number of posts also, something like a blog post. And it has some of the options for designs, and it has some options for tools, and something the settings when, like, what is the domain that I would like to connect with, and all those elements were available. Okay. So this option will help us to identify a domain, okay, for our website. But right now we might not think of going for a paid version of the domain website. So what we can use, we can use a WordPress subdomain that we can use it for creating purpose and the demonstration purpose. So right now, to create a new page, what we have to do is we have to go for the pages option. So once we had came for the pages, what we have to do is we have to click this add new page option, and we have to select the project whatever that we had already created. Okay, so this is the layout in which we will be creating the website. And right now it is a blank layout, whichever, whatever the tools that we want, we can able to add and place it here. And these are the template versions. Suppose if we had chosen any template, we all we just required to do is just to replace the image, and we can able to beautifully create a website. Okay. So right now I had chosen a about page kind of template, and then I'm going for the use about layout option. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this particular image, and I'll be having the image options here in the right hand side, like whether it is to be defaulted or something, like whether it requires a rounded corners, etc. So I can able to change the image here, in the page. I'm sorry, the image has to be replaced with the help of replace option, which is available here. Okay, by clicking this image replace option and choosing an image or uploading an image from the system, we can able to replace this image. Similarly, there are a lot of other things, like we can able to edit a title, we can able to edit a paragraph, and we can able to go for something else, what to do, etc, 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 etc. All right, done. So this is good enough for us for today. When we are going for a WordPress website creation, it will take a lot of time while we are going to create a website. So as of right now, this is good enough information for all of us, for you guys to learn on the SEO chapter. And probably if time persists, we will learn about how to create a website as well, web page as well. Okay. All right, awesome. So if you have any more doubts or queries, if you want to ask me, you can ask me now. Okay then. So thank you very much. Okay, Prashant, you have any queries?
No, I
All
was
right.
thinking, see, the approach that you take
Uh-huh.
for SEO is rapid SEO, right?
Yes, that's right. It's
So
rapid
that is
SEO.
separate team, is it?
Yes, that's a rapid SEO.
Okay, okay.
Okay, awesome. So the rapid SEO is of the same category. The only thing is, we create for a lot of pages, and the next thing is we create the content specifically for the search engine, not for the audience. Right now, its objective is right how to write a letter. We will do only the parts which are required for the machine, and that will improve the ranking. Then after, we will once we are start to get the clicks, then we will be creating the content for the audience, so that the conversion will start to flow in. So that's what the algorithm for rapid SEO. Okay. All right. And rapid SEO is a name that we had provided, that's all. I don't think it is available in the market or not, but I'm just saying it's a kind of pitching value, which will trigger the minds of people to make the conversion to come for the SEO chapter. Okay, all right.
Okay, it's kind of a framework for you.
It's a kind of framework for me. Yes.
Okay,
Awesome.
thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you very much, Prashant, Prithvi and Kishore, and awesome, awesome. Take care and take care, and have a great sleep. Good night, guys. Okay, meet you tomorrow. Take care.
Yeah, right.
Good night, good night, good night, Kishore. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.